What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Katie Capella, back at it again with another video today. And today, this video is gonna be God. So look, I was just looking for something to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm in school right now, but like I could just like finesse, cause like I'm finessing right now. But basically, I decided, you know what I'm saying, I want to find some stuff to do on the channel, and the tier list video that I made last time did pretty well. So I decided, why not make another version and decide how I feel about the WWE finishers. Now, you know, there's a lot of terrible finishers out there. There's a lot of good finishers out there, and we're gonna rank them from worst to best, terrible to great. So let's see. We got the first one over here, the attitude adjustment. Now, simply put, we're gonna base them off of how they look and how they would like actually work in the real world if they would knock somebody out. So with that being stated, this finisher is bad. Because it would kind of, I guess it would kind of hurt. If you do a double AA or the AA from the middle rope or the top rope, that would hurt. But just a standing A by itself is what makes it, like, it would be terrible. But because of the middle rope AA, that's what makes it bad. Because it would still hurt. But at the same time, like, I don't think you're going to lose like, if there was like a real wrestling match, if the AI was actually, if AA was a real move, nobody losing off for that, bro. You're kicking that at two every single time, maybe even one. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It would hurt sometimes, but it's not that good to the point where it would take somebody out like that. You know what I'm saying, man? On the other hand, the accolade. Now I'm telling you, we're basing off of how it looks, not how effective it is in the real life, how they treat it. I'm talking about how it looks, specifically if it would actually hurt somebody. Now, this finisher would definitely, like, Rusev is big, okay? We're gonna base off the person too, based off the character, all of that. So Rusev is a pretty big person, you know what I'm saying? Him sitting on your back would definitely hurt you. Him wrenching on your face, it's definitely, I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's a good finisher. Because Rusev sitting on your back, wrenching on your face it's gonna hurt, bro. Like, that's not gonna be a nice feeling after, bro. You'll be like, you know what I'm saying? No, it actually hurt, I think. So I'm gonna give it a good finisher because, hey, he was a former US champion, all that, you know what I'm saying? He has all those accolades, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended, accolade. That was terrible. I'm sorry. But look, for real though, yeah, it's a pretty good finisher in my opinion, and I think it deserves a good rating, you know what I'm saying? But now move on to I'm gonna give you that reason, because look, bro, this finisher is kind of controversial with how terrible it is, and I'm gonna be honest, bro, I view it the same way that a lot of people view it. It's a terrible finisher. I don't understand how they try to, like, bro, people use leg drops as top rope moves and they still don't win the match off of it. Like Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, I don't know if they still use it, but I know they used to use it back in like 08, and they didn't pin anybody off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did, but just, it wasn't very often. On the other hand, this is the most iconic finisher of Hulk. This was the only finisher Hulk Hogan had, and it was iconic, but it was not good. It's a terrible finisher. You're not gonna get knocked out off a leg drop. How is that gonna end the matchup? Please, I'm waiting for you to tell me. How is that gonna end the matchup? Bro, you see, I'm not gonna be biased, because I'm a fan of the New Day, even though the New Day is broken up now, sadly. But look, even though the New Day is broken up, I'm not gonna be biased to you, know what I'm saying? This finisher is bad. It's a bad finisher, bro. It's a bad finisher, if I'm being honest. Like, let's be honest here. So think about the setup of the move. I don't care how big Biggie is, because like the way his finisher is, it has nothing to do with how big he is. So he puts you on his shoulder, right? Then he drops on his back. You land on part of the mat and his stomach. How are you going to be knocked out from that? What, your face collides with the floor? It just doesn't add up as to how it would knock somebody out. It's called the big ending, but it's very anticlimactic if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna get a bad rating, bro. Like, simply put, you can't defend this finisher. It can't be defended no matter how much you want to defend it. Bro, I got audio in the back. I'm gonna go stop that real quick, because, you know what I'm saying, it's making noise in the background. Back to it. So then we have to go over to Aleister Black's finisher, the Black Mass. This finisher, it will be great. Cause I'm telling you, we're not basing off how effective it is, all that. Obviously, Aleister Black, if he hits it, it's probably gonna be over. But like, going based off of like the wrestling current book, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't get that many wins. He's pretty much just now getting back into the groove with after that Kevin Owens situation where he turned heel and all that. But if you got roundhouse kick in the head full force, you're gonna go to sleep. No questions asked. Especially with, like, you know what I'm saying, he has like the mixed martial arts background and all that. It just all makes sense with the character and everything. So it's a great finisher in my opinion. I think it actually would definitely work. But who is this? Is this Adam Cole? Is that the last shot? I think it's the last shot. I'm not sure. Or is it the Claymore? I can't tell if that's Drew or Adam. It looks like Drew though. The Claymore here is a great finisher. If you get, so if somebody full force charges at you, and this could come out of nowhere. It could come when you expect it. Claymore kick, a kick straight to the skull. You're going to sleep guaranteed, no questions asked. Like, this is just like, it all adds up. It's a really good finisher, and it definitely is good. Oh, got the curb stomp. You know what I'm saying? The Claymore, immaculate, but so is the curb stomp. If somebody runs off the, you know what I'm saying, just runs at you when you're on your, like, you're on your knees and you're on all fours, and they jump and stomp on your head full force, you're gonna go to sleep. Like, it's guaranteed, no questions asked. Like, it's already over. No matter what you do, you are knocked out completely. So there's no questions asked for that one. It has to be one of the best finishers in like current day history, especially when it comes on the outside, like maybe on like the cinder block, you know what I'm saying, with him and Dean Ambrose, you know what I'm saying, like you're it's lights out, you know what I'm saying. There's no questions asked about that one. What is it? The Dirty Deeds. All right, I'm gonna give it an okay, because the Dirty Deeds, when it comes to the Dirty Deeds, it's like, it's a hard way to, it's hard to decipher. If you get DDT'd, it's been overused so much to the point where it's losing meaning. Even though it's a double arm hook, it's not a regular DDT. It's basically the same thing, but just a variation where you just hook the arms. And I think it would hurt a little bit more, but it's not good enough to the point where I could give it a good or a great. So it's gonna be okay for me. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, the Gargano escape, I'll give it a. I did not watch NXT like that, but I've obviously seen the finisher, and I think it's a good finisher. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just look at it for what it is. If you're getting like your head wrenched on you're struggling to breathe because they're choking on your neck and all that. Wait, pause. You know what I'm saying? But like they're wrenching on your neck, I think, or is that their neck or their face? Basically the face, like around the face area, chin area. They're they're pulling your neck back. You're gonna be in pain. You're gonna be like screaming for agony, and you're gonna tap out. So I think the Gargano escape's a good finisher, but I think like it would be hard to execute in real life. It might be easy to break out of in real life. They just like roll over or something like that, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? It would be a good finisher, in my opinion, or it is a good finisher. Oh, that's the last shot. That's something cool right there. But anyway, the go to sleep. The go to sleep is definitely gonna have to be a great finisher, cause he lifts you. I mean, honestly, yeah, he lifts you on your shoulders, and then immediately he throws you straight onto his knee. Guarantee you're gonna have a hard time dealing with that. Like, if you're gonna get knocked unconscious. Honestly, you're gonna get knocked unconscious. Like, if you get kneed in the skull, there's no debating that you're gonna get knocked out. Like, what can you really do to debate that statement? I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna get knocked out. You're going to sleep. Simply put. Now, the last shot. There's a lot of good finishers in WWE now that I'm thinking about it, you know. This is also a great finisher. You know? I mean, honestly, you're gonna get knee or like your shin or your knee. I mean, it can really depend on how you look at it, because Adam Cole hits it in like multiple different ways. He hits it from the front, the back, running at you. You know what I'm saying? There's like multiple different ways you can hit it, which is another good thing. So when you get caught with a knee to the back of the head or a shin to the back of the head, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be a knee, but like it's kind of like a shin in this picture right there, if you could see it. But basically, when you look at it, right, if you get kneed in the back of the head or the front of the front of the face, you're gonna go to sleep. Like, you're gonna like be knocked unconscious. Like, these are all good finishers. You know what I'm saying? Like the finishers up here, like the finishers from here to here, all good finishers. You know what I'm saying? I think that they all have a pretty good impact, and they could cause some serious damage in real life if they were hit on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that has to be a solid great. Now, man, obviously, this is just a biased decision. I mean, it's obviously, it's literally like, you can't debate it, but at the same time, it's also a biased decision because Randy Orton's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So of course he has to be a great finisher. But the RKO, bro, I think the punt kick will be up there too, because, bro, let's look at it like this, right? The RKO has been hit in so many different areas. It can come from out of nowhere. There's like so many great spots you could do with it. All these areas you could hit it from. It just has like such a great reputation because of how many areas you could hit it from. You can come out of nowhere at any time, any place. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying, such a great finisher to the point where what can you really say? You know what I'm saying? The RKO is just that cool. It's a really great finisher, and it's probably like one of the best finishers of all time because it helped WWE stay in the mainstream for a while. I feel like, because even though they were like starting to fall out, they still had that really huge Randy Orton meme, because Randy Orton's RKO was coming out of nowhere on airplanes, in the beach, on the pool, everywhere you go, RKO. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, it's a great finisher. It's one of the best of all time, and honestly, I might create a new tier just to give it that high. You know what I'm saying? That's how good it is. But anyway, the rock bottom. I wouldn't say it's a terrible finish. Now look, I mean, no, it's not terrible. It's bad. I can't put it on the same level as a leg drop. That's disrespectful. That's just wrong. Now I say it's bad because I understand he's launching you, he's planting you straight into the mat, but like he's 6 foot tall. But like at the same time, how far are you really falling once he takes you off the ground? The rock bottom is not that great of a finisher. But I'll say the people's elbow in terms of finishing the match off is way worse. So that's the reason why it has to be a bad instead of a terrible. And because the leg drop is just such a hardware finisher, it cannot compare in any sense, shape, or form. So with that being stated, it's a bad finisher. Just all things considered, it's a bad finisher. It's not great. It's not good. It's a bad finisher. But I think this is Evan Bourne. Yeah, it's a good finisher. It's a good finisher. Yeah, I'll say it's a good finisher. Cause look, if somebody like, okay, so see what I'm saying, extra height. Cause you know what I'm saying, it's a top rope finisher, so it's already added extra height. So you go up top, and he's going for the shooting star press. So he's flying. You know what I'm saying, he's flipping. Even though he's a small person, he's falling from a very high height with a lot of force coming into the mat. So it's gonna hurt if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Cause we're thinking about it from a kayfabe standpoint, with the character and everything considered. If somebody's falling from that high of a height, even if they're small, it's gonna hurt you because they're falling from a high height, and the impact is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the gravity and all that. You get the point. So it's a good finisher. The reason why I won't say it's great, because I'm gonna put it off the, I'm being a little bit like I'm like contradicting myself in a sense, but at the same time, even though I said I'm not gonna really base it off the effectiveness, let's face it, he did not. It would be great, but like he just didn't have that good of a career in WWE for me to give it a great, because like it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying, often that you would even see him hit it, because he would be getting beaten a lot. So we go into the spear. Goldberg's spear is one of the best spears, which is why it gets it great. But the spear in general is just a really overused move at this point, because a lot of people have it as a finisher or use it in general. But at the same time, you can't discredit the fact that Goldberg's spear is one of their best spears. It looks very good, so I'll give it a great. You know what I'm saying, the iconic spear. It's one of the most well-known spears. Rather than I mean, honestly, it's like that. Honestly, it's like better than every other finish. Yeah, literally, Roman Reigns' spear is like the second best or the best. Like, it could be that spear, But at the same time, you got the other finishers like what's it called? Batista's spear is pretty trash. Big Show's spear is good, but there's certain spears that just look really bad. Like Batista's spear and Edge's spear, those are just like disgusting. Don't even talk to me on those ones, please. That's just atrocious. But then we look over to the, what is this? John Cena's STF or the STFU, bro. That's finish. Whoa! What am I doing? This is a terrible finisher. I can't lie. Now look, it would be a good finisher if he hooked in the arms correctly. But nine times out of 10, when John Cena goes for the STF, he doesn't even like lock his arms around the face. It just looks like he's just like literally he's squeezing their head together with his arms. Like, it doesn't look that lethal at all. It's really bad. It's on the level of the leg drop. You know, I can't lie. It's not good at all. I have to be honest. John Cena's finishers are terrible, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Now I look at it, he has both of the worst finishers, except for the fact that, you know, I'm bad and terrible. But he can't get a good finisher to save his life. And oh my God, thank God the fist, the charge up fist, the 6th move of doom, terrible, just as bad. So it doesn't get any special treatment at all. Now on the other hand, this is an iconic finisher. Can't be disproven. Can't knock it. It's the Stone Cold Stunner. What can you really say about the Stone Cold Stunner except for literally it is one of the most well-known finishers because of its history. Stone Cold, you know what I'm saying, the Attitude Era, the biggest time in wrestling, the best time in wrestling, all of that. You have to give it its props where props are deserved. Stone Cold's finisher was a really huge thing, and you know what I'm saying, that the way the Rock sold and all that, it's just like a really good finisher in general, and I have to give it its props where it deserves it. It is one of the best finishers of all time. So Stone Cold's finisher has to be great. Now, Styles Clash. I would say it's terrible, but I wouldn't at the same time. It's like it's like hard to decide, because I mean, technically he's planning you face first into the mat, but like he's like your face is already so low to the ground. I don't know, it's hard to decipher, but I mean, people be getting really injured off of that, you know what I'm saying, really hurt. And I'm gonna give it, just based off of the injury mistake, how bad you could get injured from it, I'm gonna just give it a good based off of that alone, just based off of that alone. Because, you know, like, if they bend their neck forward, they're gonna break their neck, and that's not a good sight. So, you know, honestly, even though it's not the best finisher, just based off of that fact that you could get injured that nasty, like that easily, from just making one wrong mistake, from not tucking that head in instead of keeping it up, I gotta give it that. Sweet chin music. This definitely would hurt, you know, kicking, you know, getting like full force kicked in the head, that's gonna knock you out. The band, you know, tuning up the band, all that, it's just like an iconic finisher. It's a great finisher. Everything in between and above, it just has a great reputation, and I can't knock it. Like Shawn Michaels' finisher, the Sweet Chin Music, is a finisher that's used way too much now, but he made it popular and he used it really good. I don't know if he's a person who originated the move. I have no clue, but I know for a fact that he definitely used it really well, and for that, it's a great finisher. A lot of great finishers are not. I see this list, but at the same time, it's true. All these finishers up here are great. The only ones that aren't here that are like are the ones that are trash. Come on now, or not? No, after good, okay, after okay, that's when you like okay is in the middle, to be honest with you. So that's why the damage finisher had to be there. But then we come over here. The running knee is a great finisher. I feel like I'm doing too many greats, but I'm not gonna just stop doing that because of the fact that I'm doing too many. When you look at it, Daniel Bryan, you know, the running knee, honestly, like, it's probably the best finisher for him. It's an impact finisher, comes out of nowhere sometimes. It's just an all-around good finisher. The only reason why it really has to be is because, like, what other finisher could you really give Daniel Bryan? Like, he's a smaller guy. When it was his gimmick was being smaller, and they, you know, they didn't want to push him because he was so small and all that. So, you know what I'm saying, just based off of that, this finisher, like, is one of the best finishers that he could have possibly gotten in the first place. So the running knee definitely has to be here, and it's gonna be on the great. Now, the Tombstone Pile Driver, the only reason why, I mean, I'm gonna make it a good. Only reason why is because even though it definitely is an iconic finisher from history, from like 1990s, a huge time, you know what I'm saying, back in the good era. I mean, he's not like, okay, we're basing off of kayfabe, remember that. So with the Tombstone, right? When you get Tombstone Power Driver, at the same time as it hurts, he's pretty low to the ground, and obviously he's still going to be in a lot of pain. But like, I just feel like, honestly, I'm doing it partially because of the fact that I put so many greats up here. I feel like I'm being like a little bit too easy with the greats, so I wanted to put it at a good. I mean, honestly, I don't know what all these finishers up here. The Spirit could go down to a good, even though these are iconic finishers, like these two right here. But like, at the same time, I'm doing so many. I feel like I'm doing a little bit too much, so I'm gonna put it down to a good, right? Now we're down to the final two finishers. We have the Trouble in Paradise and the next finisher. Now, let's look at this for what it is. The Trouble in Paradise is definitely gonna take you out. Like, it's a good finisher. It's not an iconic finisher. It's not like one of the best, like one of the most easily known. People talk about it when they don't even watch wrestling, stuff like that. It's not one of those. But what it is a good finisher. Even though it's pretty predictable, which is the reason why it can't be great anyway, but like, another reason why is because it's pretty predictable. Like, you're gonna have to like tune it up, because he's literally spinning in midair and kicking you in the head. So at the same time as it is cool, it takes a bit of a wind up, which makes it a little bit more predictable, because remember, kayfabe, so you gotta look at it from that perspective as well, you know. So it wouldn't really like be that effective. Even though it is effective, it wouldn't be so good, because you can't really come out of nowhere. It's nothing like that where it could be like a spear, it could come out of nowhere, or even takers, like, you know what I'm saying, the Tombstone Power Driver, like, it could come out of nowhere if they catch him in midair. But with the Trouble in Paradise, you have to tune it up a little bit, so it's different. But this finisher, congratulations, bro. Big Show, you have the one, like, bro, I wish it was a tier lower. You know what? Honestly, this finisher belongs here. So, I'll give you a bad, Cena. I'll let it slide. Even though it's pretty bad, I'll let it slide. But these two finishers right here, they get no pass. The knockout punch it has to be the worst finisher of all time. Oh, rather than the Cobra. That's the only worst finisher than that. The Cobra. If the Cobra might have, like, I might have to add the Cobra myself personally, because, like, why? Just, like, literally why? Like, I want to add the Cobra myself. That's how terrible it is, you know? But essentially, the knockout punch. So people punch each other all the time in wrestling, right? It's one of the most basic. It's literally the most basic maneuver in all of wrestling history. People punch all the time. It's such a regular move that there's no way it can knock an opponent out and beat them for the 1, 2, 3, right? Apparently not, because the Big Show has a huge hand, so because of that he can use the knockout punch. But at the same time, he punches people in the matchup and they don't get knocked out from it until he charges it up. I'm gonna knock him out. Boom. Come on, bro. It doesn't make any sense. Let's be fair here. The knockout punch is such a terrible finisher. Like, just because he's big and fat with a big hand does not mean it should be the best finish. It should be a finisher. The choke slam he uses, at least the choke slam, he's elevating them super high and slamming them to the mat. But then the knockout punch, come on, man. You gotta come with some slack with that one. Knockout punch is not a good finisher in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, the knockout punch is really just a terrible finisher in general. And there's no disproving that fact. I don't understand how that could be a finisher in any type of situation. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Nah, bruh. Peace.